But I mean, for me personally, it's been a little bit more slow this past couple months. But obviously, I've been so busy with other projects that I'm trying to switch back, which so far has been working well. But yeah.
So all of this is going great. You're with Mary. What happens? Like, how does this conversation happen when Mary comes home? Like, does she come home one day and say, "Hey, today at work, our boss Jason, who you know, says we're going to be part of this reality TV show"? Like, when did you first hear about this?
I can't remember how it happened exactly because basically they knew. I mean, the producer reached out to them after I saw the one of the billboard on Sunset, like all those girls and everything. So I think they reached out to them, and then I think they just start talking about like Mary, because I'm always with her and Jason, and I was hanging out, and so they end up by talking. They say, oh, we there's this producer from Netflix that really interested about doing a show with us and everything. So we start talking about it, but there wasn't like something like that was going to happen like 100% for sure, so it just started more and more and more, and then until like they say, okay, it's been picked up and then we're gonna do it. And I'm like, okay. But at first I wasn't even supposed to be part of it. They said like all the husband or like boyfriend or whatever, or of the whole cast, they can be here when there's like party stuff like that, when they film and there's a big party. But other than that, they didn't want to. And then until like I came on and they asked me, I think, and then after they saw the story, they could not make, because that's what's going to happen, but they could share out of our story, and they saw that it was funny, like, and and interesting seeing like our European guy, with the Mary that's successful, that's at the brokerage, and I was French and everything. So and then we're getting married and everything. So I think that's the whole things that happen, and they asked me to come more and more on it, until to a point that I remember one day they say, okay, the whole cast is supposed to come to this party, and I wasn't even on the good text. And then so when they went there, I was at work, I finished, I came home. I knew Mary was like, oh, we have an event, so whatever, so I let her go. And then apparently they went to see Mary. They said, but where's Romain? And I'm like, well, Romain just finished work, he's at home. But we said, but the whole cast. I'm like, yeah, but he's not the cast. I said, oh yeah, we mean one was the cast, now Romain is part of the cast. So that's how it started. And then after, yeah, basically I was, the more and more on it. And then
Wow. So
yeah.
right from season one, like when it started, I remember like one of your first scenes, it's that scene and you're shirtless and you bring the coffee into bed with Mary. These
Yeah.
are like your first scenes. So like right away, like what did you think? Like you film it, but you don't know how it's going to be edited until you start
Uh,
seeing
yeah.
it.
Well, the first season was like the yeah, for everyone was like a little bit scary in some way, because you have no idea how that's gonna be edited, and what's gonna be the result of it. So basically you just go with the flow, because yes, they can only show what you do, but sometimes it can be portrayed in a certain way or whatever. And then the problem is like, once it's edited and you get to see the show, right? Because we get to see the show just a couple of days before it comes out, just
Yeah.
because after for us, also the press and everything, so we are able to talk about it. But the problem is like, once you see it, that's done. You like it, you don't like it, you're like, oh, what was that? And no, that's going out in a week, so you can't do anything. So the first was like probably like yeah, the not it wasn't scary, but everyone was like waiting to see like, oh, that was going to be edited and coming out. So, and then plus I think the first season was also for everyone to get used to of the camera, because even though like for me, for example, I was used to of like picture and stuff like that, that's fine, but like when it's a camera, it's different. And then you have to do. And then yeah, it was just like everyone has to get used to of having these old people like around you, and filming and everything. Now to a point that right now we got so comfortable that sometimes we forget this camera, so that's not good too.
Totally. Well, season one, like, the narrative was kind of, like you were younger, Mary was
Yeah,
older, you were like the boy toy, like that was the edit, so to speak.
yeah.
Did you have a reaction to that? Like, did that bother you? I mean, like you were a fan favorite from this shirtless pic scene on. Like, I don't know if you realized that the fans were like,
Um,
let's see more of him. But like, that whole narrative, because that is the narrative at first that they kind of put out there.
I don't I don't know. I think at the first season, like you said, the only thing is I think I was portrayed more. I don't know if I was a fan favorite at first season. I think at first I was more portrayed also in a way that people saw the same image, exactly what you said. I was young, I was with me that was a little bit older than me. Didn't know if I was just for the money or didn't know what I wanted, didn't know anything about me or if I was serious on what I was going to commit to do or whatever it is. So I don't know if I was a fan favorite at first, but once I feel like after season two, when they saw that I was standing for my, for my value and my point and for my wife, and also that I was actually doing everything that I said I would do, because I have only one word, And after that point, yeah, everything went like I think so many other people, like 99% of the people, like were like so nice and I was like, actually, yeah, we really love you. Actually, you're like really true of your word and we can see how much you love Mary and everything. The first season I think was like borderline. They didn't know anything about me, and I don't know if they saw enough to know that I was going to actually do everything that I say. But so I think, yeah, that was like at first it was like, is he here for money and for Mary, or is he here for like serious? But after season
That's true. It
two,
really was season two. You're right. Like season one
yeah,
was more about like, does he want
yeah,
the money? They had certain scenes where she
exactly.
was
They were,
paying for things. I mean, we have editing, you're right.
yeah. So, but after season two, when they saw for the wedding, when I stand for us, for me and Mary, for with the Davina thing, so or anything that actually happened to my wife or anything like that, I always stand for. Then, like from that point, like people like actually like really show me love, and I'm really grateful for all the love and support that I've got so far. Yeah.
What about in season two? Because season two, like a big storyline was about like, your marriage, and then like the venue fell through, and then you ended up getting married at like that, the client's great place. And
Uh-huh.
listen, we're way past this now, but then there was the whole thing that came out. Oh my God, scandal. You guys were already married in real life. And you remember, I mean, it was a thing at the time, and we're past that, but what was that like?
Well, or obviously, I mean, it's not like I don't know how we end up by coming out. Like again, so we were married because we signed the paper a couple months before. There was just so to give an example, our best friend Mary, Jason, Amenza, Brett, me, Alex, my partner, anyone, no one of those people even some of people, like I think there was like two or three that knew because obviously we said that, but other than that no one else was here. The only person that was here because we had to have a witness was the person that actually got us married on the show, right? And so we just went, the three of us, just because we wanted to send the paper and wanted to see how it was going on. So for us, yes, we were married, like we signed the paper. We never felt married. We didn't even, we never felt like we were actually married. Our family weren't here. The friends weren't here. We didn't celebrate. We didn't do anything. So for us, actually, yes, if they want to call that you were married, yes, we were actually married on paper. Did we ever feel like we were married? No, we were more like testing it out and everything. And the more we talk about it, actually, there's so many people that actually do that. They just sign the paper, they get married and everything.